Hey, you ruined my new skateboard!
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Yeah, sure. Like you're such a saint.
Calm down, guys.
No, I'm really sorry. I really didn't mean to ruin your skateboard.
Whatever. As if a Catholic like you wouldn't react violently on purpose. You were just jealous of my skateboard.
What? No, I'm not jealous. And as a Catholic, I wouldn't use violence at all.
Wouldn't use violence? The Bible is full of violent stories. What about the one where a father kills his own son intentionally?
What? Relax, guys. Michael didn't do it on purpose. And what story are you talking about?
I know what story you're talking about. The story of Abraham and Isaac. Wait, let me use my new application so we can fact-check it. Access to unlimited knowledge granted. Please ask your question. Can you tell us the story about Isaac?
Danger.
Huh?
Danger.
What does that mean?
It means the story runs the risk of misinterpretation. Let's go on. Genesis chapter 22, verses 2 to 9. And then God said, "Take your son, your only son Isaac, whom you love, and go to the land of Moriah, and offer him there as a burnt offering on one of the mountains that I shall show you." So Abraham rose early in the morning, saddled his donkey, and took 2 of his young men with him, and his son Isaac. He cut the wood for the burnt offering, and set out, and went to the place in the distance that God had shown him. Abraham took the wood of the burnt offering, and laid it on his son Isaac, and he himself carried the fire and the knife. The 2 of them walked on together, without the other young man. Isaac said to his father, Abraham, "Father, the fire and the wood are here, but where is the lamb for a burnt offering?" Abraham said, "God himself will provide the lamb for a burnt offering, my son." When they came to the place that God had shown him, Abraham built an altar there and laid the wood in order. He bound his son Isaac and laid him on the altar.
Huh? Wait a minute. So Abraham is ordered by God to sacrifice his only son?
Oh, wow, that's really crazy. What kind of God is asking such a horrible thing of one of his followers? What kind of God would that be? A God who purposefully wants to do evil? Jeez, Abraham does not even seem to doubt God's command. Will he just do whatever God asks of him?
Can you really read such a terrible story in the Bible?
Let's get back to the story. Then Abraham reached out his hand and took the knife to kill his son. But the angel of the Lord called to him from heaven and said, "Abraham, Abraham, do not lay your hand on the boy or do anything to him. For now I know that you fear God, since you have not withheld your son, your only son, from me." And Abraham looked up and saw a ram caught in a thicket by its horns. Abraham went and took the ram and offered it as a burnt offering instead of his son.
Wait, so Abraham doesn't kill his own son?
But why does God give the order to kill Isaac first and then he saves him? I don't understand any of this.
Well, what's the meaning of this story?
Wait, there is a frequently asked questions section on this story. Let's check it out. Look at all these questions. How is it possible that a story like this can be found in the Bible?
Yeah, I thought the Bible was like Jesus, about love.
Do people really attach importance to this story? I think the people who do are a bit sick in their heads, don't you think? Does God have the right to demand such things? To test people like that?
Look, what kind of God asks a father to sacrifice his only son?
Sure, but what kind of father is willing to sacrifice and kill his son without any kind of protest or hesitation? Since when is it okay to sacrifice human lives? For me, this is just proof that religion is irrational and dangerous. Don't you think? Let's look at this one. Is the story of Abraham and Isaac still relevant today? Can we still get something out of this? While some might use this story to do violence in the name of God, the deeper meaning of the story is actually to criticize just that. The story criticizes violence in God's name by replacing Isaac with an animal at the end of the story. Violence is wrong and can certainly not appease God.
Oh, man. Religion can be so confusing sometimes.
Yeah, I know. That's why violence in the name of any god seems a bit crazy. The old text can be interpreted in so many different ways.
I'm sorry I called your religion violent.
Oh, no worries. We learn each day. And don't worry about your skateboard. My dad will fix that in no time.